Twitter. I mean, I just had somebody get upset with me on YouTube because YouTube ran a commercial by someone they didn't like on my video.
Oh, wow. So you ever heard of people putting Botox in people's backs and stuff? Or the muscle areas?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's common for people who have, who get migraines. I know that. They'll put Botox right towards the back of the head.
Oh yeah, they did that for me too. They put it in my mandible for TMJ.
Mm-hmm.
I just never heard of that. They use Botox for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had several clients tell me they get Botox injections to help with their migraines. But they say insurance generally won't pay for it, so you have to pay out of pocket. It's a couple $100.
Oh yeah, it's expensive.
But from the way they describe it, it's like if they don't get the Botox, they can't even get out of bed.
But that was the issue I was having with my shoulder. And, that's why they did the suture thing I was telling you about, and the Botox and the lidocaine. And then once she did it, like 2 days, it was like, so I haven't had any issues with it after that. But you know, it's kind of like covering up something.
Yeah.
More so than fixing it. But she said I need to start stretching more.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people do. It's just a hard habit to get into. And then sometimes it's hard to just figure out exactly which muscles are you supposed to stretch. How does that feel?
Okay. Was Natsune or something?
No, I just always check in to see, because sometimes it's too much pressure. Sometimes for some people it's not even enough pressure.
Oh.
And people don't always tell you when it's too much pressure. I've had someone literally, they say they were silently crying and just didn't tell me until the day. Yeah. And you can download. I don't know if you can download. I think either 1080p or maybe 4K.
Yeah.
But 4K might be for only for me to download. I don't know. I forget what YouTube does. Only problem with the 3D camera is that I just basically have to. I need a new laptop. So I'll have to kind of do everything on my phone, so it'll just be in 1080p, which won't look as good, but it will. My laptop is old and it has a hard time processing some of this video.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It like if I process the 3D video, it you just hear it just. It's
too much data.
Yeah, it's just too much. And then if I'm doing that, I can't do anything else for like 3 hours.
Oh wow. Yeah, I have a, cause I used to do like videos and stuff like that. I used to do photography.
Yeah.
I still have my cameras and stuff. I still do it here and there. Just not as often.
Yeah.
But I had to get a MacBook to do all my stuff for graphics and all that. Cause the PC just wouldn't handle it. Or you have to buy all this extra for the PC in order for it to do it. It's just easy just to buy a MacBook.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a new PC because I also like the game on my laptop, and the newer games are just not gonna run. But it's like several generations old for the graphics card, so that's understandable. I want to buy this new laptop that's supposed to be really upgradable, but it's just too expensive. It would be like $2,600.
Yeah, laptops are too expensive. I still run off my old MacBook. My MacBook is 10 years old. I don't plan on upgrading it no time soon until it burns out. Cause the new ones are they're on their leg.
Yeah. I'm so happy I have that. I'm using that other camera. I did that a long time ago. I was massaging this guy and forgot to press the button to start the camera, and realized that, and I fixed it. You know, I went and started it, but by the time it was all said and done, I got like 20 minutes, and he was very annoying to work on. So it's like I did all that on this person who was like getting on my nerves for nothing. But I think he was one of those people. He just didn't understand what a sports massage was. Because some people, they just assume like all massage is just very light.
Oh, yeah, you know.
I even had someone who tried to send his wife in here to get a massage because she was pregnant. And I'm like, I feel like she can like get a divorce for that. Like my husband tried to send me someplace called That Good Pain to get a massage while I was pregnant. And I went on the Instagram page and I saw people crying. And then somebody reached out to me on Instagram trying to send her grandmother in here who had just had a knee replacement. And I'm like, did you look at any of my videos? So I just went online and I found her a medical massage place. I'm like, I feel like if you looked at enough of my Instagram videos, you would not send your grandmother in here. I had one guy who came in this week and he was well, not this last week, and he was like, "Oh, I hope those doors are soundproof because I've been watching your Instagram videos. You might have me in here screaming." But it's always the people who think they're gonna like scream the most who can like take the most pressure. And it's the people who come in here wanting to be tough, who are like about to pass out.
It's a lot sometimes.
When I used to get, deeper massages, I used to tell my massage therapist, if I hoot like an owl, that's a good sign. Like if it's painful, but it's like a good pain, I'll hoot and like kick my leg. But if I say ouch, then that's a bad sign. Even though the guy I worked on today, I had him speaking in tongues. He started saying something, and I was like, he's Nigerian, so I'm like, oh, what language is that in? I was like, okay, I'm being cursed out in a new language. And he said, I don't know what language that was. I'm in pain. Because I've been cursed out in English, French, and German.
Oh, wow.
It's fine, it does not bother me. I had a coworker I worked on, she would call me the B word and the C word like every 30 seconds. I will just say them, but YouTube does not like cursing. Especially the C word. Which is funny because I worked on a bunch of like Australians. And they're like, oh, that's something you say to your best friend. I had someone last month tell me they wanted to punch me in the face while I was working on them.
Oh, wow.
So they inject you on the other side, but not here, right?
Yeah, on the other side, yeah.
Okay, that might be why you seem to have so much less tension over there. Like, I don't know exactly why they injected you, like what the rationale.
Oh, I would have a lot of issues with that shoulder and that side.
But I mean, like, I don't know, like, what the rationale for them, like, if we inject you here, this is exactly what it's gonna do. Mm-hmm. But I do know that Botox is like, it paralyzes you.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe they were trying to paralyze a part of the muscle or something?
Yeah, she was trying to relax it, yeah. Because she said it was overactive.
Okay.
The concern is that I won't be able to contract it when I exercise, but it's working, so I'm good.
Okay. Because I know that's exactly why they inject people like right in the back of their head here. Because when the muscle is like overactive, it causes, the tension causes the migraines. And just let your arm relax.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was going to say, you are oddly very relaxed in your shoulder over there, but that makes a lot more sense. You're medically relaxed.
Yeah.
I understand that muscle is like the one most likely to have people like cry. I didn't know they were crying until my friend pointed out. He said, he looked at something on TikTok because you can see his eyes are red. And then if you go back to a different part of the video, you can see his hands over his face. I think he was crying.
Oh.
I'm like the guy from, what's that movie? Oh God, I'm thinking of Creed, Rocky. Mm-hmm. If he dies, he dies. I'll just treat my clients as adults. If it's too much, I expect you to say something.
I'm surprised this don't exhaust you out.
I learned how to, how to work and how to use my body. Like I don't do anything on anyone anymore that I feel like is gonna harm me. When you first start out, you're always trying to impress people, so you sometimes just do too much and end up injuring yourself. But I've been a massage therapist for 11 years, so like, I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. I know I'm a good massage therapist. I may end up not being the best massage therapist for you, and that's fine. But I know I'm a good massage therapist. I'm not trying to prove anything. When you first start out, you'll overexert yourself trying to prove yourself.
That's true.
But now I have to think, well, I kind of need to do this until I retire, so I can't, it's not worth it to destroy my body and not be able to work 5 years from now. Especially since I actually do like being a massage therapist. It would suck to not be able to do this and to have to do something else for a living that I don't actually enjoy. Here I get to help people, and unlike a nurse or a doctor, I don't have to deal with anybody bleeding.
Just passing out.
My client I had today, he said he was about to pass out. I said, oh, well, that'll make my job easier. Because he's just moves so much. I'm constantly having to tell him to come back to this side of the table. But hopefully nobody passes out. I am not good in an emergency. I did have one client who I thought died during the massage though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never worked on someone that relaxed. Like you could just pick up his head and just toss it from side to side and like none of his muscles would contract.
Oh, wow.
And even when people try to relax, if you pick up their head, it's like a natural instinct for the muscles in the neck to contract to kind of control where the head is going.
Guarded, yeah.
And he just did nothing, and I called his name, nothing, and I started staring at his chest, and I put my finger in his nose. Finally, I called his name a few more times, and he responded.
Wait, you fell asleep on him?
I have no idea.
I
was so scared. I started thinking, like, what am I going to tell the person in the front? I don't know what time he died. He was alive 15 minutes ago when he turned over. I've never seen somebody that relaxed in my entire life. I mean, even when people are asleep, if you pick up their head, their neck will contract. It's automatic. So please don't get that relaxed.
I don't see how he could have did that with you.
It's surprising. I remember once I was working on this woman's glutes, and I'm like, literally, it was very funny because she told me, she's like, I can't take a lot of pressure. And I'm like, I literally have my elbows in her glutes, and she's just snoring.
Oh, goodness.
And I'm like, how can anyone sleep through this? Like, I have the point of my elbow into your glute minimus, and you just snoring.
I don't think I ever slept through a massage before, or even dozed off.
I have doing the kind of relaxing ones, but it's also if I'm like, I didn't get enough sleep the night before. So I don't know if it's really just the massage, or it's like if I had enough energy, would I have stayed awake? Except I had one coworker who would work down my back, and I didn't like the massage he did because it was just kind of more too light for me. But as soon as he got down to my sacrum, and he would push. I don't know if he was killing me or not, but I would just go to sleep. Like mid-thought, I'd be like, oh, this is not even a very good. And I'm like, is he doing something to my spinal cord?
Yeah, you don't know what it is. So then that's when I found out that people were doing cuttings. But I only noticed that only Asians had it. You know, no one else had it. But then now everybody gets it. So it's normal to see it now. So it doesn't really bother me.
Well, since I do the gliding cup, you don't get the circles as much. Instead, you get streaks. So like, for me, especially like if the person like really light skinned, and especially if I do like the upper back, it looks like either you got run over by a car or you got on the wrong side of the mafia. But it depends on how light your skin is. Like I worked on one guy, he was so pale, he just looked like someone beat the crap out of him. I can tell that hurts. You turn your whole body turning red.
It does.
I always say I'm happy I'm not white because I would blush all the time. Oh, that would be a nightmare. If people could actually see me blush. Even though I've been told twice in my life that I've blushed so hard that they could actually see it. Probably would have been blushing when I was working on the last person I did before I worked on you, because I have to hold in my laughter so much because he was so dramatic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He likes to say I like hurting him. I'm like, I don't like hurting you, but you were just so dramatic.
I told you got a fetish for that.
No, I don't actually. Even though it's weird, I'm pretty sure a lot of people who watch these videos do. Like I said, they love to see the big guys in pain. I don't get it. Someone told me they like the pain faces. I actually feel bad sometimes when I'm making people like hurt. Like I like grimace sometimes because I've experienced it. But I'm also a nervous smiler, so it could very well look like I'm enjoying hurting people.
Oh, okay.
A little bit more movement there.
Oh, that was a lot.
Well, you survived. sacrum a little bit. This sometimes helps with low back pain. You have a decent amount of movement in your sacrum though.
The influence, cause I do this thing called for D-Day parties. And, and he's an influence for some stuff too.
Yeah.
And I thought we became friends on Instagram.
I see.
And I decided, I just got him, here. So,
Well, with Instagram, it's easy if someone like, and that's the one thing about Instagram, because when people visit, they'll like use hashtags for Houston, but then I find out they don't actually like live in Houston. But I basically follow every Houston related fitness hashtag.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Even though now they made it harder to find people, because now when you go to the hashtags, there's no option to search for the newest posts.
Oh, okay.
So you're just basically getting the most popular posts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they changed the algorithms on all social media sites actually. And so like, there's a few people I used to like following, and I used to like seeing they posts. And I still follow them, but they posts don't show up as often as they used to. And I was liking their stuff all the time. And they still be active and posting. I'm like, and I'll say this stuff for months. Unless I go in there and physically go to that person and go to
their page.
Yeah, I think that's crazy.
Yeah, I get that a lot on TikTok. It's very annoying. Like I'll follow somebody and like it won't show me their like their post. But then like it'll show me, because people like use other people's like sounds a lot. So it'll show me somebody else using their sound. And so I'm like, why does it always show me the like person who used their sound, but it never shows me their actual like their original?
Yeah.
And so I had to go, into the sound and go to the original. Now watch the original, and I like the original because I like their content most. And it's like, I don't understand TikTok. Like I clearly want to see their stuff, but it won't show it to me. But now, because of the way Instagram, like you can't see the newest post in a hashtag, I used to just go to like, say, Houston Fitness or something, and then sort by new, and then I would see if someone new posted, and I would send them a message. But now I can't do that. And Instagram is the place where people are most likely to respond. Like you can't DM everybody on TikTok. And honestly, I don't even think a lot of people know that you can even DM anybody on TikTok. So I think a lot of people, if you do DM, they don't even realize they have one.
Oh, okay. That's the issue I had with Twitter, man, is that when you go on there, they told me I have to be certified to hit somebody up. And I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Cause you have to pay like what, $11 a month?
Yeah.
No, they can have it.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous to put behind a paywall.
But now they probably wind up doing that with Instagram too, because now everybody's becoming they doing this subscription thing.
Yeah. I don't think they would do it. I don't think they're that stupid. And people use Instagram DMs a lot. Also, like a lot of businesses are on Instagram and use DMs, so like they'll be really mad if you couldn't DM a business, because like I would be upset if you couldn't DM my business because you didn't pay for it to be like certified or whatever on Instagram. I would be really upset.
Yeah, well, that's a money making business now. They taking it to the extreme.
Yeah, like I guess I could see it if they were like, oh, in order for me to get DMs, like I would have to pay, which I would like not like that. But as a business, I would understand it. But if you couldn't even reach out to me, that means like Instagram would be like less valuable to me.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand why you have to do a subscription on Instagram.
I guess it's like just I'm trying to remember what you get. I think you get like faster customer service or something, and like you're also verified, so like people know who you are. I thought about it.
No, I'm talking about is on your page you can have a section on there for subscribers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that I think that's kind of like a Patreon kind of thing. I think those people get like extra content. I don't have that, but a lot of people they do, because I get like lots of like little messages like, oh, so and so has a subscription now. But I think that's kind of like a competition to like Patreon and OnlyFans, where you can get extra content if you give them money.
Yeah, you do. You're supposed to.
Yeah.
But it's still filter. You know,
oh, is
still,
it?
I think so.
Twitter much?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I just don't understand that whole format. And most of what I post, at least for my business, is like, you know, video and pictures. It was like, well, I already posted on Instagram, and right now the same people on Threads are on Instagram, so
yeah, exactly.
I don't really see the point.
Well, I could go through the pictures a lot faster on Threads.
On Threads?
Yeah, the pictures like fly through. No, you don't see the comments or anything unless you actually hit on the picture. But it goes straight through. It's like what Instagram used to be.
Gotcha. And I mainly just post videos. Every once in a while I put up a picture, and also like I use a picture whenever I put up one of my Google reviews. I put the review over a picture and then post that on Instagram. And I mainly just use like Instagram just to kind of show people like this is what it's like to get a massage from me. I tell one of my customers, I'm like, my Instagram is a advertisement and it's a warning. So don't come in here thinking I was just gonna gently pat your back. And then every once in a while I post on Twitter, but I have almost no Twitter followers, and part of it is like I forget that Twitter even exists most of the time.
It's the big old war between what's his name, Elon, and I forgot the other person's name.
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, it's just like a big war between the two of them right now.
I hardly ever use Twitter. I had heard they were gonna, because in the past you didn't have to pay to DM anybody, and I had heard they were gonna change it, but I haven't even tried to. Okay, I haven't even tried to DM anybody since so long. It's also it's kind of hard to find people on Twitter. Eventually, like local people, and that's like the thing I like about Instagram. Like it's easier for me to find somebody local, like on.
Oh, you put a hashtag.
Yeah, like TikTok and YouTube and Twitter. Like it's hard to search for someone like local.
Or you can just go to your like your gym, and you can see everybody who's in your gym, or or if you go to an event, you see everybody who's at that event.
Yeah, Instagram has been much easier for me to find people, because like, you know, it doesn't make sense for me to reach out to somebody in a different state, or even somebody in Dallas.
I go there on Friday for the convention.
And I've had a few people like they'll use like a Houston hashtag, but they're really in Dallas. And I'm like, you're not gonna come out and get a massage from me in Houston from Dallas. One, I'm not that good. Two, even if I was that good, I would be kind of creeped out if you came just for me. I mean, I have had people who've come like to do business in Houston, and they'll get a massage from me while they're here. I had a guy found me on YouTube, and he was from Germany, and he had to do some business in Mexico, and then he had to do business in Houston, and he got a massage from me while he was here.
Oh, okay.
The only time I found people on Twitter is that if I've seen someone somewhere else and they link to their Twitter, and so I know they're in Houston, then like it'll show me people, I guess, similar to them, and a lot of those people will be in Houston. But it's like it's so hard for me to look for someone who's in Houston.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to do that, because I do that for DC too. But I only use Instagram. I really don't use like the threads. I don't use Facebook anymore. Snapchat, I have it. I don't use it. I haven't used it in maybe like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, the only reason I even post on Facebook is because when you post on Instagram, you can automatically post on Facebook.
But that's one thing I don't like either.
Whether the Instagram posts go to Facebook.
Yeah. Because I don't use it, and people say stuff on there, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm not on Facebook, so you send me stuff, and I'm telling you, I'm not on there. Instagram throws it on there, and it shows you it's coming from Instagram.
Yeah, I have the. It sucks sometimes when someone like on Facebook like messages me or something, or comments on the video, because like there's been times I haven't seen the comment for like weeks because I don't get on Facebook. So I downloaded they have a business suite for like, when you have a business on Facebook and Instagram, and that'll show me the comments on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't even have the Facebook app on my phone. I just don't use Facebook.
Yeah, I think I got Messenger, but I don't even check it.
Like I've had too many bad experiences on Facebook, so I just don't even. I go on every once in a while to check up on family, and I'll look at some memes, but I'll do that on the website and then get off. Like I don't use the app at all. I know if I had the app, I would get on more often. Yeah, you got some fibrosis here. I felt all of that. Let's see. That's not there we go. Inner thigh, because it's looking for this over here. And I've had somebody cut my inner thigh. Oh my goodness.
How did you do that? With the scraper?
Well, no, they cupped it. And whew, he did like the gliding cupping. Oh my goodness. I took a class with a bunch of chiropractors. It was so painful because you have a nerve on the inside of your thigh, and for some people it's closer to the skin. And the seal starts to come off like sooner. But even just like with someone who doesn't have like a lot of body hair, like you have curves in your body, so like it's still that seal is still gonna like come off when you're moving it. But yeah, I've cut some really hairy people. There's like a limit, obviously. It's really hairy, and then there's like, you're not allowed on the couch hairy.
Oh wow. Like a bear type.
Yeah. And it depends on the hair. I had one guy, his back hair was so coarse, it abrased my arm. It was like massaging like a Brillo pad.
Oh wow.
arm was hurting for days. And I haven't personally experienced this, but when I took my first class on scraping, they said it's actually easier or helpful for the person that's hairy, because like their own oils in their hair helps with the glide, so you don't really need to add lubrication.
Oh wow.
Or you can use like less, and you don't really use a lot at all. So sometimes you can just use oil on their hair. What I don't like is when someone's hairy and then they've shaved.
Oh, but I did that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it doesn't. It doesn't feel very stubbly. So you probably have.
I thought you did that already. Oh God, you gotta go through that again.
Yeah. you sound like my one client. I believe we have a video of him saying that you already did it. See, I mean, that's probably why you can't reach completely over your head. Now what we're gonna do, take your arm like this, and you're gonna go all the way back as far as you can, and then forward, nice and slow. All the way back, and then up. Like this, up, and then all the way down, as far as you can go, and just keep doing that nice and slow. Unlocking your scapula, subscapularis. So it's really just a pin and stretch. A pin here, and then when you go back, you stretch.
I thought it'd be gentle on the front. I think it goes sensitive on the front. The back you can go all day.
I'm trying to be gentle, but this is just a painful. Like I said, this is probably the most painful area to have worked on. I personally think it's more painful than having somebody work on your psoas. Yeah, you just need a lot of work and also just straight up stretching.
I know. Let me tell me after like the last 2 years.
But that's probably why all the stretching places are popping up. They're expensive though.
Are you telling me?
I've had people tell me they pay $300, $400, $500 a month.
Well, that's not bad. That's about average from where I'm at.
No, I think it's a lot for something you can do at home. I mean, obviously, like the assisted stretching, they're going to be able to do stretches you can't do.
Yeah, but they teach you techniques too with certain issues that you may be having. Like, for instance, like people need to learn how to open their hips and all that kind of stuff, and people having like back issues. Okay, that's enough scraping. Jesus, that's a lot. You feel bad right there or something? Oh.
You didn't hear it? That's the fibrosis. Yeah, your area.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I scraped more here, and then you also a little bit here, but like not really here, because I didn't feel any fibrosis there.
Oh, well, you have to keep going. You keep going. Don't let me complain.
I see that's like not much here. It's really right here and right here. Well, you have less here. You have more in your bicep, which makes sense. When I literally started work on you, you couldn't straighten your bicep all the way. Like I said, I don't want to hurt nobody. I just know sometimes it will happen. You have to, when they get scraped, to like make money. Cause they like scream like, like
God, it's painful. It is the worst feeling.
But I mean, since people like that, I do wonder if sometimes they overreact.
I don't think so. Cause the first time I did it, it damn near killed me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got used to it. Maybe like after the 4th or 5th time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cause the first time you don't know what to expect, but they have done it. I would say maybe like numerous times. I think it might be a little bit, but it's still painful regardless of how many times you have it. But I'm used to it now, so I'm not as bad. I get it done. But the first time I was horrible. They may be a little bit different because they probably like a little more muscular at that time, and then they don't have a lot of body fat, so it's like sitting right there.
Yeah, I did work on a physique competitor recently, and he's. Is this show coming up next week or something? It's coming up really soon, and he was acting a fool while I was working on him.
Well, I can see that because he had no body fat. Because they really don't have no body fat. Like I do classic, so I know he probably, because they like about 4% max.
He says when he goes to compete, then that's when people say he looks like his son because his son has dimples.
Oh, okay.
But his dimples only show when he's competing to compete.
Yeah, they call it the diet face.
No, I worked on one guy, and honestly, I didn't even recognize him when he came in because most of his pictures on Instagram are him competing. And his face looks completely different.
Oh, he's full now? Yeah.
This is a different guy, but like, he looks like a, I would say like he looked like he could be the cousin of the person who was competing.
Yeah, because I don't think I'll put any of mine. I will this year. This is, Jesus. I feel like it done worked out. What was I going to say? Oh, this year I probably will put them up this year. Yeah. This will be my first time ever posting them. But I've been doing it for the last, I did 3 shows so far.
Okay. So
this will be, hopefully this will be my last amateur show I have to do. So hopefully I get my pro card this year. So if that happens, then
Yeah, I worked on one guy who used to compete. He said he stopped because he felt like one show he was supposed to win and he didn't. And he was like, he said when you're competing, like it just takes over your life.
It does. Yeah, but that's part of it. You know, everything is subjective in life, right? And so you sitting there in front of how many of the judges they have, and it's subjective. Because a few of them will say, "Oh, you really look good," and you think you look good, but there's certain things that they're looking for.
Yeah. And
so one of the things I have learned is recently they like conditioning, meaning they like you to have the least amount of body fat but muscular at the same time versus you being big and muscular. They want you to be like shredded.
Yeah. I see some guys on Instagram who are like, I mean, I've seen some guys, I'm like, I think I can actually see like the individual muscle fibers in that dude's butt.
And when you see that, that's what they're talking about. That's conditioning. And so like if you ever see some bodybuilders and they just as big, but when they turn around, you can't see the fibers. It's not striated as some other folks. Then that person who is more striated, they feel that they're more conditioned than the other person.
Gotcha.
Because they have less body fat. In general, that person will wind up winning.
Yeah, I'm like, they must be real low body fat.
Oh God, they drop. Yeah, I can't. I'm scared to go that low. Mm-hmm. Well, I think the lowest I would go is maybe like 6. Mm-hmm. But some of them guys, they would drop it all the way down. They'll go down there to 3. That's risky.
Yeah, because isn't 2 like the least amount you need to just to live?
Yeah.
I guess the female bodybuilders just give up their periods then. Because don't women like lose their periods like when they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Actually, when I was in massage school, one of my classmates, she wasn't competing. She just didn't eat a lot, and she was so thin that she actually had lost her period for like 10 months.
That can happen, particularly when you become very athletic.
Mm-hmm. She was also a very picky eater, though. She had an issue with textures. So like a lot of food, the texture she didn't enjoy.
I can understand that. Cause that's why I don't drink. Oh God, Jesus! I don't do red wine because of that.
Yeah, I post videos from other people on my stories every once in a while showing them how to stretch this muscle. Because I have a lot of clients who need to stretch their subscapularis. I have one guy who was competing, he won't stretch this muscle. I don't know why, because he knows it's causing his like lat pull down to not be effective. And one of his arms, the rhomboids and middle traps are larger on one side, because he can't keep his arm high enough with that when he does a lat pull down. So it's almost like he does a lat pull down on one side and a really high row on the other.
Oh, he a competitor?
Yeah.
Oh, so he probably have a hard time engaging his lats too.
Yeah.
He do his lat spread. Because a lot of people have an issue with that too.
But he just won't stretch it. I'm like, I don't understand. You know that this muscle is like the issue. Because when I have him try to pretend like he's doing a lat pull down, he can't, the arms are not at the same place. And like that explains why on that one side your rhomboids and middle traps are just so huge. You honestly survive better than like most people.
Barely. But it will smell really nice. I don't know what it is, but it smells really nice.
It could be something, because I don't think I put any aromatherapy, because I didn't look to see if I don't know if I put aromatherapy on that model intake form.
Yeah, it's on there.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I don't like putting stuff on people without asking. Most people it's fine, but you know, every once in a while someone has an allergy or just really hates something. Like I hate the smell of lavender.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it smells like cheap potpourri.
I like lavender.
That's why here I have frankincense It's relaxing, but it doesn't smell like lavender.
Oh.
I think my grandma bought too much lavender stuff from Dollar Tree when I was little.
Oh, that could be it too. But my favorite one is the scents. I like clean linen.
Clean linen.
Yeah. So things that smell like like clean, like real clean smells.
Are you one of those people who like loves to smell like Fabuloso?
Oh heck no.
No.
Mm-mm. As long as it's what I mean by a clean smell is like a very subtle smell, just like zest.
Gotcha.
Like just a clean smell.
Gotcha.
You know, not perfumey. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense because Fabuloso smells real strong.
Oh God, it is. My friends love Fabuloso. Like I don't like stuff like that. Now when I clean my house, I do use like Lysol. I usually use like lemon smells, like or any citrus smell actually, because I like orange too.
Yeah.
But I generally don't use like Fabuloso or something that has a different smell.
Yeah. When I get massage, I use bergamot on myself. I don't use it on my clients because I normally get my massages at night, and too much bergamot can make you photosensitive. So it can cause you to get a sunburn if you go outside. You have too much bergamot on you.
Oh.
But you know, for me, you know, I'm okay with myself taking the risk, especially since I get my massages almost exclusively at night. So I'm not gonna be out in the sun. And then sometimes I use sandalwood. And I also prefer to use the shea butter on myself, but my friend does not like when I use shea butter. He doesn't like the way it glides. I did just mix my own batch of shea butter just for me. It was sandalwood, bergamot, and patchouli. I love patchouli, but I know a lot of people don't like patchouli.
Oh, why is that?
I guess it's really earthy. So if they say it makes you smell like a hippie, I like it. And I can see it is very earthy, so I can see how people are like, it smells like dirt.
Oh.
And then sandalwood, I love. It smells like a masculine flower.
I think I use that in my house. Sandalwood. It's a spray that I use. I can't really use spray in the house anymore because I got these air purifiers.
Gotcha.
As soon as I spray it, like sets it off, and then the scents don't even stay. My house don't smell like anything right now.
Yeah. And I love bergamot. I remember one time I had like a little steam thing. They sell these like little mini steam units you can sit in. And I got one during COVID. And I put like some bergamot in there, and I forgot I turned it on like to warm up the water and everything. And then I'm like, why is this smell like? Is my neighbor baking orange cookies? And then I realized like, oh, I have the bergamot in there. Because the bergamot to me smells like orange vanilla cookies.
I like vanilla smells too.
When I was really young, I was obsessed with vanilla. Like I was obsessed with vanilla candles, vanilla everything was like vanilla.
Yeah, it smells really nice. That's a clean scent too.
I was always wearing vanilla lotion. I just was like, I bathed everything around me in vanilla.
I think the only thing I probably don't I probably could do any scent except for like cherry. That's the only one I don't really like. Like
I like cherry. I don't like the taste of cherries.
Oh, I love eating cherry, but the smell of cherry, like people have, you know, when you go to the store, you get like candles and all that. When they have cherry, I was like.
So you don't like the fake cherry, like you don't like the fake cherry smell. Because sometimes the fake smell is not that close to like the actual smell.
It smells horrible to me.
It's like, what is it? I think it's almond extract. Almond extract tastes like cherry. It's really weird. So then you buy it, you're like, oh, this is gonna taste like almonds. You can put it in your coffee or something. You're like, wow, it tastes like I have cherry coffee.
Oh wow.
And for me, since I don't really like the taste of cherries, I mean, it's kind of nasty.
Oh no, I love cherry. Actually, I bought a whole bunch of them when I came here. Yeah, I went to. Actually, I probably have to go back to the store and get some more.
I don't know why. I just don't like cherry. But you know, taste buds change. When I was a kid, I never understood the honey. Like now, I love honey, but as a kid, I thought honey was disgusting.
I think so too. I don't eat honey.
Like now, I like it, but when I was younger, I was like, people like honey, so I'm like, this is nasty.
Yeah, I'm hungry. You can hear my stomach growling. Oh, I like your the sign up there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not telling you it's gonna be easy. I'm telling you it'll be work. I like that.
It's true. I just always think about that woman who worked on me. That was like one of the most painful experiences I've ever had when she worked on my knee. And I didn't even tell her my knee hurt.
Oh, she just kind of like figured once she was exploring.
And I'm like, why is she doing this to my knee? I didn't say anything about my knee. Oh my God, it hurts so bad. But since I'm a massage therapist, I'm like, I'm learning. And so like, I didn't tell her to stop because, even if it's a bad massage, I'm learning what a bad massage is. And so I just let her work, but it was so painful. And I was about to tap out and then she finally stopped. And then I got the table and I felt like Tigger. I'm like, my knee has not felt like this since I was a kid. Like I literally, this is why kids run around and jump all the time. Because it feels so good.
No, first I got a full bladder.
Gotcha. Please do not pee on my table. My friend, he did an abdominal massage for somebody who had constipation. And,
oh God.
And he did it for 30 minutes. And I was like, I don't remember how long they taught us to do it in school because you rarely have anyone ask for it. I'm like, I think 30 minutes was too long. And he's like, yeah, the guy ran to the bathroom, but he didn't make it.
Oh no.
And he ended up going next to the toilet.
That's messed up.
So
and embarrassing.
I'm like, yeah, so you'll never see that man again. I'm like, I would never go back.
Well, he knew that was going to happen because that's, because he did it intentionally, right? So he could have a movement, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think he thought it was going to be. But then again, he did it for 30 minutes. I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to do an abdominal massage for 30 minutes. I mean, because when you do an abdominal massage, you're literally pushing it out. Like, that's all you're doing. You're pushing in a clockwise manner. You're just pushing it through the intestines. So I'm like, you literally push the shit out of that man.
You're making an act.
And then when I was taking my medical massage class, when we did the psoas, I started laughing, and my classmate was like, well, you know, why are you laughing? And I'm like, I don't know how to say this, but I feel like I'm about to crap on myself. And then someone said, oh, it's not just me. Because then when you just push it right there, like you feel that pressure. Right now, I'm just working on your iliac, so this is not the psoas. You brace a little bit when I work it, so I wouldn't be able to get to your psoas. And that's normal. Most people brace.
As long as you didn't put the what's her name there.
What?
Those suction cups.
Oh. We did a little bit of cupping on the abdomen when I took my class. I don't really think I got a benefit from it, so I just don't do it on people. I did try to cup that one on body, the physique competitor, but it was right before it was actually right before he got his pro card. So he was about to go compete, and his abs were so 3D that the cup wouldn't stay on.
Oh, okay. He had too many ruffles.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were saying, too many curves makes it pop up too.
So I told him, I said, you are the first person I've ever worked on who I actually cannot cup your abs. But like, I feel like when I worked on people and I cup their abs, like I don't feel like there's a benefit, so I feel like I'm just kind of wasting both our times.
Yeah, I think so too. With me, it would be. But I think that if I was in his position, well, you say he already had 3D, so it didn't make a difference. Yeah. But for someone like me who have flat abs but have abs, but if I had low enough body fat, that would be beneficial. Yeah. But until then, it wouldn't really help.
Even though he stopped working on his legs, I guess that's what got him his pro card. Because the first time I worked on his legs were much bigger.
Oh, he might be doing a different.
He said he felt like they don't really care about the legs too much.
So he must do physique then.
Yeah. Even though it's weird because when I first met him, he's been doing physique all the time. But he said that he was gonna work on his legs because it's gotten to the point where like with physique you can only get so big. Bend your leg a little bit. Yeah. He said with physique you can get so big. So at first he was gonna work his legs because it would like differentiate him. Because like you can't just keep getting bigger and bigger with physique.
No, you can't.
But then I guess he realized he was just gonna stick with making sure his upper body was big and that I guess it looks like they look at like deltoids like the most when it comes to like physique.
Yeah, it's that and the lat, and yeah, and of course you have to have a phenomenal six pack. Yeah. Everything else don't count. That's why they would what's it called them? Surfboards, shorts.
Like when I look at the guys who do physique, they don't seem to have a huge chest. They seem to have really big deltoids.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, your shoulders have to be like out there.
No wonder you got back pain. You have like no hip mobility.
That's okay.
Like every time I like trying to move your leg, I'm like, why is he moving the other leg?
Yo, those guys, that's all they